Shalom. First and foremost, I want to give all praises to Yahweh Ba'Shem, Yahweh Shai Ba'Shem Rakakodash, double honors to the elders and the apostles of Great Millstone, and peace and salutations to the whole full lake, hearing this word in truth and sincerity. Okay, so, just want to do a quick listen through the spirit and power of Yahweh Ba'Shem, Yahweh Shai, dealing with, our forefather Lot, and pretty much how, his story, just like the lesson I did the other day dealing with Job, how his story is a foreshadowing of the elect, so today, through the spirit, I want to do one also about Lot, how Lot's story is also a foreshadowing of the elect, and in this sense, this is the elect, being amongst, the wickedness, wherever they may be at. And the main place is here, Babylon the Great. You know what I'm saying? So pretty much, the same things is being played out like it was in the times of old. So this is 2 Peter 2:6, and it says, "And turn the cities of Sodom and Gomorrah into ashes, condemn them with an overthrow, making them an ensample unto those that after should live ungodly." So Sodom and Gomorrah, was known for, the lewd behavior, man, the homosexuality, and the different, just different sexual, immorality, So likewise today in these times, just like the scriptures say, for whatsoever was written for aforetime was written for our learning. So in these times, Sodom and Gomorrah should be an example of what not to be. But we know Esau, that's all he pushed here in this society. All kinds of unrighteousness, man. Push, homosexuality all over the place. And they got the records, all right? They got the scriptures where the scriptures tell you. And, first and foremost, Yahweh Ba'Shem Yahweh Shai got his prophets out here, reading about the accounts that took place in the scriptures, man. But Esau is not going to take heed to that. But ultimately this is all to fulfill prophecy, because at the end of the day, the Lord is making it happen so that he can destroy America according to his word. Okay, so it says, verse 7, "And delivered just Lot, vexed with the filthy conversation of the wicked." And that's the part that I want to get to. How Lot was vexed with the filthy conversation of the wicked. Just like how we're vexed today, man, by the wickedness we see today. As the hopeful elect, these things should bother us, man. And once again, the transgenderism, and how pretty much, these things are being more accepted, all right, until the Lord destroy this place, man. But it's all good, though, man, because at that point, there's a separation being made, those who are with it and those that are not with it, man, the true believers. It says, "For that righteous man dwelling among them and seeing and hearing vexed his righteous soul from day to day with their unlawful deeds." And I want to get that account real quick. In Genesis chapter 19 and verse 1, and it says, "And there came two angels to Sodom at even, and Lot sat in the gate of Sodom. And Lot, seeing them, rose up to meet them, and he bowed himself with his face toward the ground." Showing the reverence that people had for each other back then, man. Not this nigga stuff that you see today going on. Where Jake don't even know you. But the first thing that happened is they'll size you up. A lot. Seeing these angels, he pretty much reverenced them. Verse 2, it says, "And he said, Behold, now my lords, turn in, I pray you, into your servant's house, and tarry all night, and wash your feet, and you shall rise up early, and go on your ways. And they said, Nay, but we will abide in the street all night. And he pressed upon them greatly, and they turned in unto him, and entered unto his house, and he made them a feast, and did break unleavened bread, and they did eat." And I'm getting this to get the whole context of the story. This is what I'm doing. They want to start at the point, because then we want to know that the two men were angels. Those of us, those of new believers that don't know, the two men that Lot, were protecting, so to speak, were angels that were sent by the Lord. But verse 4, it says, but before they lay down, the men of the city, even the men of Sodom, compassed the house round, both old and young. You see, both old and young. What did they do? They compassed the house. All right, all the people from every quarter. And what did they compass the house to do? They said, verse 5, and they called unto Lot and said unto him, where are the men which came into thee this night? Bring them out unto us, that we may know them. And when it says that we may know them, that's just that old way of saying, or old English way of saying, have sex, man. So you had young men and old men, all right, who came to Lot saying, where are those men? Bring them out so that we can have sex with them, man. The same behavior was going on back then. And that's the same behavior going on today, man. That same sodomite spirit, all right, that's pretty much going on today, happened back then in Sodom and Gomorrah. Verse 6, and Lot went out at the door unto them, and shut the door after him, and said, I pray you, brethren, do not so wickedly. Behold, now I have 2 daughters, which have not known man. Let me, so Lot was giving his daughters, all right, then to give those 2 angels up. That was his mindset, man, because Lot wasn't with it. I pray you, bring them out unto you, and do ye to them as is good in your eyes. Only unto these men do nothing. For therefore came they under the shadow of my roof. And they said, stand back. And they said again, this one fellow came in to sojourn, and he will needs be a judge. Now we will deal worse with thee than with them. And they pressed sore upon the man, even Lot, and came near to break the door. You see, so they vexed Lot. Trying to get into the house, they vexed him, man. And pretty much what happened is what happened was they got blinded, as I'm about to read. But the men put forth their hand and pulled Lot into the house to them and shut the door. And you can liken that to the Lord, pretty much pulling the elect, into this circle, out of this world, man. See, there's a spirituality when you read, the scriptures, man. Just like how the men pulled Lot in, pulled Lot into the house. Well, the Lord pretty much pulled, his believers into this truth out of the world. Verse 11, and they smote the men that were at the door of the house with blindness, both small and great, so that they wearied themselves to find the door. And that's also spiritual, man. How a lot of our people are blinded, man. Because just look at the behavior of Jake, man. Or they're all into this whole agenda. They're blinded, and unless Yahweh Shem Yahweh shall open their eyes, they're not going to see, But that's Matthew the 13th chapter for you, where it talks about, the Most High blinding them, lest he should heal them, man. Verse 12, it says, and the men said unto Lot, hast thou here any besides son-in-law, and thy sons and thy daughters, and whatsoever thou hast in the city, bring them out of this place, for we will destroy this place, because the cry of them is waxing great before the face of Yahweh, and the Lord Yahweh have sent us to destroy it. So that's you can liken that today, all right, to Babylon the Great, America, man. All right, because pretty much the Lord, just as the Lord sent the angels to scope out Sodom and Gomorrah, the angels are here, among America, just watching this place and going back to the Lord, man. Because as I'm doing this lesson, I see a chariot right there, man. Because look, man, I believe it's a chariot because it's like one bright light in the middle of the sky and there is no others. You know what I'm saying? No other, no other lights. It's just that one bright light. And I believe that's a chariot, man. That's an angel right there. But going back to the point, the Lord, pretty much sent these angels to pretty much scope out Babylon the Great, man, because judgment is coming. So same thing that happened back then is going to happen today. But it's going to be a hell of a judgment, though, right? So let's go to Ezekiel 9 chapter, the 9th chapter, man, because this is what's being spoken of about the elect, man. Ezekiel 94, it says, and the Lord Yahweh by Hashem Yahushua said unto him, go through the midst of the city, through the midst of Jerusalem, and set a mark upon the foreheads of the men that sigh and that cry for all the abominations that be done in the midst thereof. All right. So just like how Lot, is pretty much the elect of his time. He was taken out of Sodom and Gomorrah before that place was annihilated. Well, Yahweh Shem Yahushua is saying that by his believers, man, beginning with the men. All right, go ahead and set this mark upon the foreheads of the men that sigh and cry for the abominations. And that word mark there, is the Hebrew word tawah, which is a mark of exemption. Because these men, they're going to be exempted from the great judgment getting ready to happen to America and to the whole world, of course. It says, verse 5, and to the others he said in mine hearing, go ye after him through the city and smite. Let not your eye spare, neither have ye pity. See, so this is the judgment getting ready to happen in America, man. All right, the Lord is not going to have no pity. All right, as I'm about to read in verse 6, let me just read it. Slay utterly old and young, both maids and little children and women, but come not near any man upon whom is the mark, the tawah, and begin at my sanctuary. Then they began at the ancient men which were before the house. So the Lord don't care if if you're a woman, a young child, an old man, whatever you may be, man. Anybody can get judgment, because at the end of the day, the Lord don't look as men look. All right, as men see it. All right, the Lord see your spirit, man. I believe that 2 Samuel is the 16th chapter where it talks about the Lord don't see as man seeth. The Lord looking from the heart, pretty much, man. So pretty much, these people, they're wicked. All right, so the Lord's going to judge them according to their wickedness. And once again, it don't matter your age, if you're a little baby, a toddler, whatever. If you're wicked, the Lord's going to judge you, man. You know what I'm saying? So, that was pretty much the point. I just want to go through the comparisons, if you will, of, Lot and the elect of this time. And how, pretty much how the story of Lot is similar, to, what the hopeful elect believers is going on, is watching going on today, man. Once again, Romans 15:4 tells us that for whatsoever was written aforetime was written for our learning. All right, so we read these things and we learn about them so that we can analyze through the Spirit. All right, that this is the very same thing going on today, man. So Lord willing, this was edifying. I want to give all praises to Yahweh Ba'Shem, Yahweh Shai Ba'Shem Rakakwadash, and double honors to the elders and the apostles of Great Millstone. Until the next time, I say Shalom.